All right, everyone, welcome back to Mini Bike Mike's Garage. This is video number 2 on the two bikes that we picked up, the 2022 Amigo Rocky and the 2022 Icebear Champion. And we're going to do a little video series on kind of comparing these. I'm going to take a few minutes and unbox this. I probably will skip around a little bit. Before I shut the video off and finish this, let's go ahead and talk about what we've got. Well, before we get started, it's a little warm today. I've got all the doors open, so I certainly do apologize if you're getting, I hear a lawnmower out there and things. So, we're going to do the Amigo Rocky first, obviously. Before I started on here, I purchased this bike on June 4th. I bought it online at a company called Affordable ATV in Arlington, Texas. I found them through another YouTuber who had purchased a bike from them and had a good experience. So I thought I would give them a try. Like I said, I bought the bike on June 4th. It was listed for $19.99, $1,999, and was supposed to have free shipping. Now they did say on their website that there were, due to fuel increase prices and so forth, that states that were a really long way from them, there would be a surcharge added for shipping. And they listed states that they, for as an example, I live in Indiana. Indiana was not one of the states that was listed as being too far away. Oh, shoot, wrong way. So I thought, okay, great, no shipping. So I paid the $19.99. There were a few other little fees and things that they charged, and so my bill wound up being $21,28.97. So $2,123 basically. Well, June 4th was a Saturday, so I didn't really hear anything from them because of the weekend. And on Monday, the 7th, I think that would have been, I got a phone call from someone from Affordable ATV telling me that there would be a $200 additional shipping charge because I was so far away. And obviously I wasn't real happy with that. It states twice on their website, free shipping on all orders and so forth, big letters. Now, yes, it does have the disclaimer for the surcharge, but like I said, it never lists my state. So, long story short, we went back and forth for a day or so. They wanted $200. I didn't really want to pay that. An additional $200. And they wound up offering to go halfway, so I paid an additional $100 to have the bike shipped. And what I found out was they actually shipped the bikes out of California, not Texas. So, which doesn't make any sense to me. The surcharge, the disclaimer on their website about the surcharge makes it sound like everything's getting shipped out of Texas, because they even list California as one of the states that's too far away to ship without the surcharge. But anyway, so the bike came from California. So I ordered it on June 4th, June 7th and 8th or something. we talked back and forth to get the shipping taken care of, and then once everything was fine, I just had to wait for it to go from California to Indiana. We'll open up these boxes here in a second. Oh, that's the fender. Drop it and put a dent in it. And the bike arrived on Friday the 17th. So that's not bad. Ordered it June 4th, which was a Saturday, and got it June 17th. So not really too unhappy with that. I'm a little salty that I had to pay an additional $100 for the shipping, but you know, it is what it is. I was going to mention, it's right at 10 o'clock in the morning, so we were going to kind of see how long this takes. To get this unpackaged. Oh, that one's going to be... Oh, I just broke it right off. Don't worry about that. So the hope is to get this one unpackaged, assembled, kind of talk about it a little bit. Go eat some lunch, and then when we come back from lunch, we'll tackle the Icebear. So this might be a little bit of a long video. We'll see. Find it interesting, they got the front tire on there, but they don't have the axle tight. Well, shoot. The bolt has a 10mm head. The nut is a 12. Just at a glance, I actually like how the Rocky was packaged better than the Champion. I didn't really talk about it, but the you know, they had a brace across here and actually had the handlebar mounts clamped in there tight, so that the bike was tight. It wasn't going to move. And it was in there really good. All right, what else? Looks like we got some wires down at the bottom still holding us. What have they done here? There we go. All right. got a zip tie on the foot peg, holding it up so it doesn't stick out. That one looks good. All right, we need to hang on to the bike now. Seems to be free of its cage. All right, I'm gonna make some noise here. Hang on. Awesome. I'm sure that box down there has got like an assembly manual that says, hey, don't cut the plastic on around the headlight first. You need to do these things first. So as you can see, they've gone the blacked out handlebar. The forks are black, all blacked out exhaust. Sorry, just want to pick some of this stuff up so I'm not tripping all over it. Let's cut that loose just so that it doesn't seem to be in such a bind. There we go. All right. Oh, pull on that. Okay. Odometer says 0.7. Not sure. The big numbers read in kilometers, so I'm sure that's probably kilometers, not miles. But we'll use a GPS app and check all that, see. Because I'm guessing, you know, it's not going to be super accurate. Let's see, these take a key, don't they? Key came in the ignition. Wow. It even says Amigo on the back of the seat instead of Honda. Hang on just a second, let me set this down. I'll get you a better view of what we're looking at. All right, so Is there a battery in there? Oh, my tripod's messing with me. Oh, so the battery actually is already in there. We just need to figure out how to get this bracket off. All right, hang on a second. Let's get you set back up. Okay. Well, they have got a lot of crap tucked in there, don't they? There's the bolts for it. All right, I'm gonna get a, what happened to our wrench here? Looks like it's got a 10mm bolt right here. That once you take it out, you probably never get it back in. Nah, that's not too bad. This is the flasher relay. All right, there's that. We'll use the Champion as a workbench here. Oh. Comes with a sealed battery, that's good. Think it's got any charge, or do we need to charge it? No. 12.95. I'm going to say it's charged and ready to go. Give me a second. I'm just opening up the little package that has the battery connections. Okay. We think. Do we need to put that back on there first, or do we need to put this on there first? Crazy thing sits a good 1/2 inch above the battery. It's not like it really holds it in there tight. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put that bracket back on first before I hook up the terminals. Get out of the way, get out of the way. Let's do that. Actually, you know what? I didn't think it would go under it, and that's why I put that on there first, but it will go under it. Wasn't sure if the need to go over it or under it. get this clocked a little, the wire turned a little bit so we can get the cover on it. There we go. That looks a little better. So where is that? Is that, oh, that hooked on top of here. So where do they, actually, you know what, from the way they've got that, it looks like that battery needs to be in there the opposite way. Looks like the positive terminal. Yeah, you know what, I'm gonna back up and punt here. If I turn them around, it puts it on this side, right? Still got it. I still think that's the way it goes. Hang on just a second. We're gonna try something different here. I don't like the I didn't like the way it all was lining up. And I'm lazy. I'm not gonna take that damn bolt back out of there again. Oh shoot, forgot. Don't lose my little pieces. Okay, let's do this again. Not a big fan of the way that's lining up there. Okay, that, if that goes on there, and that allows us to put this on there. Can I go under it? I'm not worried about going under it. Read the manual, Mike. I'll tell you how to put it in there. Okay, there's that. Put all that in there. With our flasher. God, what a bunch of... Oh, I just pulled it off there. Hang on a second. What a bunch of junk on there. Yeah, let's see what I've screwed up here. Seems like that starter is gonna hit that seat. Oh, and I didn't even put, oh, I forgot to put the little cover thing on it. Oh well, we'll worry about that later. Well, it'll give you a whole lot of room under there. Okay, well, I thought I had it. Something is not right. I don't have Did I not put this back on there correctly? Can't really go any other way. Did it go this way with the terminals in? Maybe that's the way it's supposed to go. Because it seemed like the seat was rubbing on the edge of the terminals there. It won't push down far enough to get it in there to close the seat. Yeah, just slam it down. But see, my the little cushion pads on the seat are supposed to these cushions are supposed to rest on these flat spots, and they're not getting there because the seat is actually resting on the starter solenoid before they reach that. I mean, they are 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch above it. That's a horrible design. What am I doing wrong? Did the battery not go all the way down in there? I don't know. That to me is it seems like you're sitting on, seems like all your weight is pushing on this. All right, I'm not gonna mess with it right now because I don't want to take up too much time for you guys. Let's put it on there. You know, does this go? Oh, wrong way. They've got the little protective piece here. I'm gonna have to take the seat off anyway to get that off, because it goes, it's underneath the bracket of the seat. So I wound up taking that seat off. So, all right, let's see what electrical we've got. Let me say. Well, we got, oh, got a turn signal on. Yeah, we've got high beam on. Huh. So the battery is working off of DC. I'm sorry, the headlight is working off of DC. It's working off of the battery, not, it doesn't come on with the engine running. Got a tail light. Yeah, see, we've got a turn signal. Turn to the other side. Yeah, got that one. Got that one. It's telling us that it's in neutral. Sorry. Got a nice horn. Yep, Electric start seems to be smooth. Oh, you can actually turn the headlight off though. No, it can't. What's this switch? Oh, it turns off. There's a little like, see it down there at the very bottom of the light? Little, but you can't turn the headlight off. Interesting. All right. Turn the key back off. Let's, you know what? We didn't look in the tank. It's one thing I keep reading on forums about these things is how bad the tanks look. And that you should flush the tank before you do anything. Let's just see how bad this one is. Well, let me, hang on a second. Let me see if I can find a light. Damn, that thing looks pretty clean to me. You guys can't really see it. I don't have any problem putting any fuel in that thing. Yeah, looks really clean. Well, what do you say? We're at the 31.5-minute mark. Got it somewhat put together. You know what? I don't have the fender on or the shifter. And look how these cables are crossed. Maybe they just need to be put over. Okay. And I need to tighten up that axle bolt. So I'm going to round up some gas. I'm going to tighten that up. We're not going to worry about the fender. We may put the shifter on it. Let's see if this thing will fire up. Well, I decided before we go get gas, we never opened up this box. Let's see what in the world's in this box, because let's see, this is just the fender. I thought there was something else in here. How the hell do you get it out? There it is. Oh, I bet it's got the, no, we have the hardware. Yeah, I bet it's got, no, the hardware's on the forks. So there's the front fender. What is in this thing, do you think? There's my box knife. Hang on just a second. Where are you guys looking at? I'm looking at the seat. Okay, what do we have? There's that owner's manual. There's our shift lever. What's in here? What kind of goodies we got here? Oh, mirrors. All right, well, we'll put the mirrors on it too. Okay, so I'm going to put the mirrors on it, put shift lever on it, round up some fuel, tighten the axle, then we'll fire it up. Be right back. All right, I put some fuel in the tank. I'm not really seeing anything in the filter yet. I really don't understand how the reserve works on this. Looks to me like there's only one line coming down and feeding the petcock. So do they just, is there really a reserve and a, and this looks to be on or off. I'm not seeing any fuel come through there yet. Maybe I put more fuel in it. Well, I'm somewhat confused. I feel like I put quite a bit of fuel in it. Where, it's got all this emissions stuff. To make it California. Oh, there it's starting to bubble through. All right, let's just pour it all over the exhaust. All right. Now, I have no idea. It still hasn't filled up the filter. This line looks to have a kink. There's some crazy shit on this thing. Choke is hard to get to because of all that. I would be really curious to pull this tank and see what kind of setup they have. We've got nothing in that filter. Obviously we're getting fuel flow. All right, where's the drain hose? There it is. Let's see if we can crack this open and see if there's anything in the bowl. We're not getting any fuel to the carburetor. Well, that's rather frustrating, isn't it? All these lines don't make any sense to me. Well, I wonder what the manual says is the right position for the on and off of the petcock. I won't bore you with this. I'll look it up here. Unless it's here in the first couple pages. This is all shit that don't even refer. All right. Nah. Beats the heck out of me, fellas. Let me see if I can tinker with it and figure out what's going on. All right. I don't need a Phillips screwdriver. Oh, wait a minute, there I got it. Okay, no, we've got fuel coming out of the carb. See, well, we've got some fuel. So we've got fuel in it. All right. Let's see. Oh boy, zoom in our count. We've got the switches on run. Turn the key on. Oh, wait a minute, there we go. Ah! Yeah! Well, that runs like crap. All right, hang on just a second. Let me see what these guys want. Well, so far I'm not super impressed. I can't seem to get to run off of the choke. Yeah. And then once it dies, they have a little black plastic plug in here for the air mixture screw. I want to see if I can't dig that out and maybe make some adjustments to that carburetor. I just took a little pick and it just has this little black plastic cap. Let's see what they've got it set at. There's half, there's 1, 1.5, 2, about 2. Maybe it's starting to warm up. Nope. What gets me, they won't start back up. What a junky carburetor. Well, that's not very impressive, fellas. Ah. Clutch is way out of adjustment. It won't even disengage the... Okay, so we need to adjust the clutch. All right, guys, I'm gonna take a few minutes, tinker with this thing. Yeah, boy, it's definitely not right out of the box ready to go. That's for sure. You're gonna have to play with it a little bit. I can see right now probably all of that emission stuff is gonna have to go. I don't live in California, so we don't need this stuff. And it looks like it could definitely benefit from a different carburetor setup. And I'm really curious to pull that tank and see what the, because I said I only see one outlet coming from the tank. You know, so is there not a reserve? I don't know. So, all right. It is, what time is it? A little after 11. I think I'm going to go ahead and stop on this one. So there you go. That's your first look at the Rocky Amigo. And I'm not going to lie, not super impressed so far. Also noticed that, I don't know if it doesn't have any brake fluid in it or what, but got nothing for a brake, the front disc brake. So I'm guessing I'm going to have to get some brake fluid and bleed that, put that in there. The clutch didn't disengage. You know, it didn't do anything, so it's going to need some adjustment. But we will do some of that stuff on another video. Today was just an unboxing and kind of discussing that video. So, and then I still don't like the way that this seat sits on top of all that garbage there. So, okay, enough on this one. Let's I'm gonna clean this up a little bit, clean my tools up, and roll it out of the way, and then let's move on to the Icebear Champion. Okay, so I think now we're going to tear into the Champion. Now, I'm not gonna film taking the crate off. It looks like it's basically the same thing as the Rocky was. We got a battery looks to be here, not in the bike. The bike's not quite as, you know, tied down as the Rocky was, but and we've got a front tire. I will say this about the packaging of this, and this I think is just absolutely crap. I've seen online everyone complains about their axle being bent. Well, I can see why. They have this little mount, and you know, for one thing, it should be as long as the entire width of the forks to support that. But I got a feeling that this bolt might be bent too. This is one crappy design that looks like to me would be extremely easy and inexpensive to fix, and why Icebear doesn't do that is beyond me. But yeah, okay, so let me get this thing uncrated, and then we'll talk about where I got it, the experience, and the price as I put the handlebars and the front tire and those things on. I've got the Icebear pretty much unpacked. Getting ready to put the front tire on. I thought, well, you know what? I'll go ahead and turn the camera on. In the disc brake caliper here, there's a little plastic piece that you need to pull out. That's it's keeping the pads from falling out of the caliper. There is a spacer that came, was it in the box, in that big box that was on the back? This was one of the pieces, and it goes here by the brake caliper. The speedometer has a round piece with two tabs that stick off, and they go in the where these cutouts are. I believe I've got them in there. Get your caliper started, or get your rotor started up in there. Oh, there it goes. It's kind of a tricky fit, get everything. And I'm guessing that little tab right there by my thumb is what holds the speedometer from spinning. What did I do with the bolt? My bolt. Hey, how you doing?
Right, how are you?
I'm good. Something I can do for you, or?
Yeah, can I get a piece of 5/8 rod?
Okay, yeah, hang on just a second.
Okay.
All right, sorry about that. Guy walked in. Now, to get all this to line up, there is a sleeve inside the hub that axle runs through, and sometimes getting it lined up right is kind of a bear. There we go. Now, I did not find an axle nut with anything anywhere on the bike. I'm assuming it originally was put on in that frame, and if you go back and if you remember what it looked like, the bolt was sticking way out. I'm guessing the nut came off of it and fell off in a shipping container someplace. But I found one here that will do what we need it to do. Bolt seems long for what it is. There we go. Let's see. And you know, on the Rocky, I talked about it didn't have the brakes. Once I pumped it a few times, the brakes actually started to act like they were going to work, and these just did also. And again, I did not put the front tire or the front fender on that. I don't like the low fenders, so I will probably come back and put a high fender on it. So that's why I didn't put the fender on. If you put the fender on and that comes with it, and it takes these mounts right here, you probably want to put it on before you put the tire on. Hang on a second, I'm gonna set this wrench down. So it had the same thing, handlebars were folded down. It's got a rack that comes with it. It goes on here, and it has the turn signals plug into it. Key is in it. That thing's like, gotta take 2 hands to do it. Well, all right, seat won't come open. There, just have to pull it a little bit more. It's got more of a little cover on this like a Trail 70 does. Well, this looks a little bit better in here than the Rocky did. They've got a lot of the stuff down underneath the battery. So at least it looks like the seat's going to close. I think I'm going to do the same thing on that Rocky. Move that starter solenoid and all that stuff underneath. Sorry, my film quality here, my tripod has broken. I need to get a new one. It's hard for you guys to see. Boy, there is a little bit of crap in there. We're gonna go with it. We may wind up having to clean some stuff out later, but we're gonna go with it. I'm gonna go ahead and put the rack on it, the shifter. I don't even think I'll put a battery in it now. We'll see if we can get it started. Let me get a couple things buttoned up and I'll bring you back. Well, I decided maybe somebody out there needs to see this. So looks like there's 2 long bolts here that need to come out. And then the nuts on the shocks, and it looks like over here they've got a bunch of extra washers that I'm sure you probably don't need once you put the rack on. I'm not sure if the rack goes on the outside where it needs to go here, or if it goes, looks like it goes on the outside of the shocks. And it looks like it's going to go probably, I might keep that exhaust tucked in as far as I can. Yeah, I think I like that. All right. Okay. Yeah, come on. Yeah, now that I've got it on there, it looks like the rack might be kicked this way because maybe that probably should have been in front of the exhaust. But I'm afraid if I put that inside the exhaust, it's going to kick it. I'd rather have the exhaust tucked up. So I'm going to leave it where it's at, where I've got it. But they may want you to put it the other way. Wow, this stud is so long over here. I'm just going to go ahead and put these extra washers on there, just so we don't blow out the end of the acorn nut. Let me tighten it down. Okay. All right, and then there's a little wiring harness on this other side. Okay, these are the two leads from the turn signals, and it looks like they both have a green, so they're both grounds. But it looks like on the bike, this black and white must be the ground because it's got the dual plug for the two grounds to plug into. Huh. And then the turn signals have the typical Honda wiring, the light blue and the orange, but the bike has got black and light green. So I'm not sure which one goes where. We'll just have to, once we get it started, and we'll have to turn them on. We may have to wind up switching these two wires. We may turn on the left turn signal and the right one flash. And we're not going to worry about cleaning that up right now in case those are wrong. All right, I've got to round up some gas because I put all the gas I had in the Rocky. So let me. Oh, that is so much better than what the Rocky had as far as the way that seat sits. Yeah. What are you guys looking at down here? One thing I see, this stupid reflector down here, it almost looks like they wrapped it in plastic and then put the stupid thing on. I can't get the plastic off. They did, knuckleheads. That's where that went. Oh, it's got a hole in it to locate it. It's been like that. All right, we haven't talked about this yet. So I bought this Icebear. I joined a Facebook page, Icebear owners page, Facebook page, and Icebear makes multiple different models of bikes, and I joined it because they have the CT70 clones, this Champion, and I've been on it for a few months, and every once in a while they throw up an ad for these bikes, and they were $1,399, $1,399, free shipping. And I thought, well, okay, that's, comes with title, which, that'll be another video. We haven't got the paperwork yet, but we'll see how hard that is to get and how hard it is to title them. But so I was on that Facebook page for a few months, and there's a guy that's on there that works for a place called Cajun Mad Dogs. And Mad Dog is one of the brands, the models of a Icebear. And he's on the Facebook page frequently. He's pretty active, and he throws up ads. He threw up an ad in April saying that they had a batch of these that were coming in from China, and they were going to be $13.99, and that was the last batch at that price. Then they would be going to $14.99. So I jumped on that. I'll get my notes here. I placed my order on April 9th and sent the money, $1,399, and was, originally we were told it would probably be 3 or 4 weeks, and 3 or 4 weeks came and no bikes. And the guy on the Facebook page would get on, people were starting to get kind of antsy, and he said, hey, they're in customs, they've held them up, blah blah blah, we don't have the bikes. As soon as we get them, we'll ship them out to you. And we kept going, and a few weeks later, they're still in customs. And I will say this, the guy seems pretty straightforward, seems to be respectable. If there was one thing I would change that he could have done differently, and that would have been to explain it a little bit better right out of the gate, that not just his Icebear Champions were held up in customs, but everyone's were. I mean, every company that sells these that had an order in that particular shipment, this guy had 28 of them, they were all tied up in customs. And I think it took a few weeks for some people to realize that this guy wasn't blowing them smoke. And, they couldn't go anywhere else and get a Champion either, because that entire shipment of bikes coming from China was tied up, and it was beyond Cajun Mad Dog's control. They couldn't do anything. So we just had to wait. And so finally they were released. I'm walking back over here to look at my notes again. Oh, they were released around second week of June. And he came out and said, hey, we're going, we've got them, we'll be shipping them out. And if you saw the first video, I got mine on Monday of this week, on June 20th. So placed the order on April 9th and got the bike on June 20th. But I only spent $1,399. They never added another penny. They never asked for another penny. And I'm pretty happy with that. So essentially, I got this bike for $830 cheaper than I got that bike. And I'm curious to put some fuel in this one and see if we have the problems with this one that we had with that one. This one's interesting. It doesn't have all the emission stuff. It does have a catalytic converter looking thing. I guess that's what that little spot is there in the exhaust. It does have that. It does have 2 lines coming from the carburetor. So it does seem to have a high and a low, or I'm sorry, a on and a reserve. So, but I gotta go get some fuel to put in it. So I'll be gone for a little bit, but in just a matter of seconds, you'll see me back and we'll try and start this bike up. I put a little fuel in it. Cannot tell. I think maybe that's off. There's 2 markings on this petcock, but they have both the same damn symbol. How do you know which one's which? I'm not really sure. So we're going to see if I can open up this drain on this carburetor. Bring it over here where I can see it. Well, there's fuel. Okay, there we go. I'm going to say that is reserve, because I don't have much fuel in it. So I think pointing down might be reserve. All right. Choke is much easier to get to on this one. I didn't put a battery in it. You know, I've heard people talk about not having a... Oh, is that the kill safety switch? Okay. Not sure. Doesn't really say which way that needs to be to run, forget spark. Try the other way. Well, that's a heck of a lot better than the Rocky. Get a screwdriver. And this one is a semi-auto, where the Rocky had a manual transmission with a hand clutch. I'm gonna turn the idle screw in just a little bit. Tell from seeing the headlight over there the way it's kind of flickering. This one the headlight must run off of AC on this one. I do have the turn signals, the back plugged in wrong. I've got those crossed. But look at that, it's sitting and idling. Well, it was sitting and idling. Bear with me just a second. That should get turn signals the right way. And I'll go through and, you know, make sure everything's buttoned up and tight and those sorts of things. I think I'm gonna have to pull that plug out of that carburetor on this one. The fixture screw. I don't know if it's 4 up, 4 down. Down. Oh. Hey, go little buddy. I can't see the front sprocket, but we'll save all the details for future videos. We'll get into each bike a little bit more. I just wanted to have today's video being a unboxing and kind of first look at them. So far, save $800. Well, it'd be a little bit different because now these have went up. I don't know if I mentioned it. I can't remember what I said now, but I bought this for $13.99. When he posted that, these were the last ones at $13.99. The current price is $14.99, and I think he might have even mentioned that it's going to be going up again, maybe even before the year is over. So basically, this one's $1,500. That one's $2,000. I would save the $500. And this one was free shipping. They didn't add any other cost involved. Where this one had some destination fees, and I mean I can't remember what all the fees added, but it added a little bit more. So I've got $830 more in that one than I do this one. You might have $600 or $700 more. First look, just today, I'd probably go with this one. Everybody talks about the swing arms on these things. Yeah, it might be a little loose. We might have to go through it, but all right. I know this video is probably pretty long. I'm going to wrap it up for the day. But there you go. The Amigo Rocky and the Icebear Champion. And just like I said, for today, this one, it was the least frustrating. If you are a inexperienced mechanic or somebody who has just gotten one of these and not used to having a bike, if you would have just got that bike like I did today, that would be extremely frustrating. For me, it's no big deal. We're going to wind up doing a lot to it and making it a better bike anyway. The big advantage for me buying it is that it has a title and can be street legal. Right out of the box, I'm liking this one. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you following along. Sorry the video was so long. We will stay into these bikes and keep doing a little bit here and there and see if we can't tweak them and make them as best as possible. Everybody have a great day. See you.